Hi everybody, Chris from BattleGoat Studios. Wanted to talk about some recent development changes for the Supreme Ruler series. And this could have been a feature highlight, but I want to draw more attention to the fact that these are changes that have just come through. We're going to be closely monitoring the feedback because these could be significant or they might not really have as much of an impact as we predict. The three changes I'm going to talk about today is balance changes to what happens when two regions complete a diplomatic trade, balance changes to when regions want to get mutual defense treaties, and an entirely new feature, sanctions. This has been talked about a number of times, this idea that I want to control where my commodities go. We have worked on this really for many, many months, trying to find something that we could add to the game that doesn't totally change the balance, that works within the system we have already and achieve some of what the players want. So it's now possible when starting up a game to turn on a lobby option for sanctions. If you choose to play with sanctions on, then in the State Department, players can select a region, state controls, they can turn on sanctions against that region. And that is going to keep products sold by you that are going to the world market, that region will not be eligible to get some of those commodities. So it'll put a strain on their economy. It also will affect relationships. And AIs are monitoring who is sanctioning who. This is considered public knowledge. And AI regions will be motivated to jump on board. And if they do jump on board, the sanction target will be unhappy about it. And if they don't jump on board, your region, your population will be unhappy about it. So it now puts a moral choice in front of these regions, and it pushes and pulls relationships a bit further. That sort of led to the other thing I was commenting about, is that we've made some adjustments to what happens when two regions sign a diplomatic offer. There'd been increases for Supreme Ruler 2030 in AI diplomatic activity. That had been a request of the community. We got the AIs talking to each other a lot more. This led to a lot more exchanges, which meant sometimes relationships were improving too much, because each agreement that's completed is a drop in the bucket of helping relationships. But the AIs got so active that they were affecting relationships in much larger quantity, which led to mutual defense treaties all over the place. We've now adjusted how much relation change happens for each diplomatic offer. We think we've restored a balance that's going to keep the world changing, but not accelerating out of control. And then going with all of what I just said there was the mutual defense treaty, that some people said there's just too many of those happening across the entire world. So we've adjusted some of the thresholds to try and make the AIs only seek out a couple mutual defense treaties, maybe, and be more concerned about that when they're facing threats, less concerned when it's a peaceful world. So these are some interconnected changes that hopefully address concerns about too much of the world becoming friendly, addresses concerns about mutual defense treaties being signed too often, and adds sanctions as an entirely new feature for Supreme Ruler 2030. Definitely looking for feedback on this. This is new stuff. As of recording this video, hasn't even gone out for an update yet, but as we're preparing that next fast track update, we will be watching the BG forums, Steam forums, our Discord channel, and comments on this YouTube video. So if you like some of this stuff, please feel free to leave us some comments, leave us some feedback, maybe leave a Steam review to share with the community what you think of our ongoing development path. And in the meantime, we'll keep testing and making more of these videos. We'll see you next time.